My apologies for the super weird intro. I have muted my original audio because I don't know what I was saying. It was so cringy. I was trying to preface this video and clearly I had not prepared and I didn't want you guys to hear that. So instead I put this adorable baby fawn that I saw on the side of the road the other day. It was not scared of me. I was so close. I thought I could feed it. It was adorable. Moving on, this is not a how-to, not an advice video. It's just me thinking out loud about how is everyone actually surviving the financial aspect after divorce.
I just wonder, how is everybody surviving out there? I feel like maybe a lot of people did what I did, which was stay in a marriage too long because you couldn't afford divorce. And not even the divorce itself, which, yes, in my situation, that became a huge sticking point. It dragged on. My ex was not having it. And it cost us tens of thousands, like at least 60,000 on my end, and I'm sure the same, if not more, on his, because his lawyer was a little bit more expensive than mine per hour. And so we never thought we could afford that. I don't know how I made it through that time, except I did have the support of my mother, who helped with my first retainer for my lawyer and probably even an additional retainer until I was at a job making enough money that literally every dollar I made just got sent to the lawyer. And I was able to do that because my mother was supporting me, housing wise. I didn't have to pay any rent or utilities. And so I would have not been able to do this otherwise. I don't know what would have happened to me actually if I didn't have that option going through this divorce. So what are people doing? Staying too long because you can't afford not just the divorce itself, like I was saying, but how to move out, live somewhere else. Did your spouse buy you out of the house? And then still, were you able to afford where you were somewhat near where you were living for your kids or all that? Oh, I just have to say right now, there's a little female hummingbird sitting outside on her little twig perch. And I hope she doesn't try to fly in here because I have the ceiling fan on. That's making me a little nervous. Let me turn that off. Okay. She just flew away. I scared her. So, yeah, I'm just so curious. What did people do? Did you sell the house, which is what we ended up doing, split the, profit, or whatever whatever. What am I trying to say? There wasn't a ton of money to split, and especially after all the lawyer shit. And although I will say, with that terrible housing market, we were on the correct side of that that we had purchased it now 14 years ago or something. So we bought low and we sold for more than double, which is interesting now because I have been pre-approved for basically close to the amount our house sold for. So I'm like, why am I not in that house? I guess at that time I would have never thought I could buy something at that price point. I still don't think I can. I think the loan officers just really overestimate what you can afford, which is really interesting to me also because I don't know, or is the business about getting us in too deep and so we have to foreclose and they end up making more money on us because they can seize everything they want from me, my extra cash reserve, the money I put into the house, which I am putting 20% down, and then come after me for the 401k money I have, and then sell the house foreclosure and still make bank on it. No pun intended. I don't know. That's just an aside question about why loan officers way overestimate what I can afford. I think I can afford. Not to mention my alimony only lasts for, is it 6 more years or 7? I think 6 more years. Yeah. And then in my current job, which pays well, I'm just doing this for a year and I don't know what will happen next year. And I, they don't care. They don't care about the future. They don't care if something happens with my alimony, or they don't care in 6 years it's gone and am I going to be able to make up that difference? They don't care. But obviously that's terrifying for myself. So I'm always keeping that, not in the back, but in the forefront of my mind when I am looking at homes and looking at that final price I'm going to be paying monthly before, you know, utilities, groceries, gas, life, repairs, all of that sort of thing. Anyway, how are you guys doing it? Like, and I know everyone's not in the same financial position that I am in, which is very middle class, working hard, struggling. When our kids were little, my ex was working full time, way extra hours, and then side jobs on the weekends just to for us to get by. Always freaking paycheck to paycheck. Somehow we made it. And I was always doing my own side hustles. I've got a freaking laundry list of ridiculous jobs I've done over the years. I'll have to share those one day. Absolutely ridiculous. Like literally one of my titles was pony handler. I mean, who doesn't want that title for a job? But that's a good story. The time I worked for a traveling farm for parties and such. Anyway, or yeah, and if you're not buying or able to, are you in the rental market? That is absurd too. Like I am looking at rentals that are 1,400 a month, and that's low, but you're getting like 400 square feet. It's a studio. God knows what type of town it's in, nice or not so nice. It's a crapshoot. It's so expensive. I would need to pay, I don't know, 15, 18, 2,000 a month, and still the rentals are outpricing me left and right. So yeah, it's such an impossible situation. I'm between a rock and a hard place for real, because yes, I have a boyfriend. I cannot move in with said boyfriend, otherwise I lose my alimony. And after I fought for that for 2 years, and it's a good chunk, it's a decent chunk. And not only does, part of me really wants my ex to have to pay that for the next 6 years, it is what I am owed. That's what it's so frustrating with the system that, because I might be able to move in with somebody, that I don't need that money. I am still rebuilding. I am still trying to catch up for all the lost time that I stayed home with the kids and homeschooled and just did little side hustle jobs. I was not building a career that can take me to the end with retirement benefits or anything of that nature. So I freaking need that money regardless of who I meet and who I live with. I feel like, and I spent $60K to secure this money. I need to at least make that back. And that is actually, that's really depressing. I never really thought about it that way, but that's over 3 years of my alimony is to pay for the lawyer to get said alimony. That is disgusting. The system is broken. Not good. Wow. I'm going to need a minute. People who have kids, which I'm assuming if you're watching you do, we're all in the same boat, whether your kids are minors or adults, how are you affording everything? It's so expensive. Food is so expensive. Gas is so expensive. Every single bit is so expensive, and my adult children still need help, and my ex is out of the picture. He has taken himself out, completely gone. So that is a story in and of itself, one of which I'm not sure how much I can share of that. Just assuming one day, like one of these videos surfaces and they see it. Not because anything I would, like, it's all the truth and it was all his choice and decision, but I feel like he would get so angry there could be repercussions. I think I've said this before in an older video, that because he just has a way different perspective. He has rewritten history, and has shocked everyone, his own family included, his children, his grandchild, his parents, his siblings, every friend. He has left the building. So all that to say, he's not helping financially beyond my alimony, which is alimony. That's for me to rebuild. It's not meant for the children. Of course, I am helping my kids constantly, emotionally, financially, physically. He's, yeah, it's sad. I'm really sad for my kids. I never thought this would be their story. That is, and I'm going to set that aside because that is a different story for another day. What has happened with the grown children? But anyway, moving on to how everyone is surviving this stage of life. Like, did you downsize everything? Did you move in with family, relatives? Are you looking at tiny homes? I'm looking at tiny homes, but tiny home is still expensive, and you still need land, you still need septic and wells and permits and building it, and you need time. Oh my God, fucking biggest disgusting wasp is crawling all over my things. Go away. Like some sort of compound, right? Like this is what we have to do because it's so impossible for kids to make it these days and afford anything. So yeah, I'm looking, into that on the sideline as well. It's exhausting, all of this research and all of this learning. How many of you out there are not even dating or having a relationship because you are worried about financial repercussions, which I am allowed to date and have a significant other. We cannot cohabitate. And we do not. He has younger kids anyway that, live with him part-time, 50-50 with his ex. I really love living alone. So letting this little secret out is when and if I buy something with my adult children, I pull them back to me so I can help them. I'm not saying I'm not looking forward to that. Like that doesn't sound very nice, but I will be sad to lose my privacy here. I live in the woods in the country on a dirt rural road with a dead end. I love this privacy. I love not having to talk to people if I don't want to, answer questions, or when I see someone having to even say hi. I know that sounds terrible. So that's going to be another transition for me. Probably coming up sooner rather than later if I finally win one of these freaking houses. I just went to one. I just got back from it. It was awful. I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be great. 186 years old or something. But this place was one of the worst I've ever seen. The realtor selling it was a total biatch and really not friendly. And I'm like, this is a really weird vibe you've got going for someone wanting to sell this piece of shit house for $300K, mind you. Ugh, it was awful. And it needs a whole new roof on this old house. It's crumbling. It was awful. How are you doing out there? Who is your support? How do you find help? What are you guys all doing? I am so curious to know other people's stories because my one friend who went through a divorce like over 10 years ago, they were much better off financially. So much so that when she moved out, I think they both moved out of the marital home, or he stayed there for a little bit, same with my ex, but she was able to buy a house with cash. Her next house was bought with cash. Enough said. Like, that's not even remotely my story. And I really don't know anybody else of good close friends that this has happened to. My sister did go through a divorce. They had to sell their property, their house and property. And yeah, honestly, so she's been struggling ever since. Her ex was able, made a ton of money. He eventually did buy another house. He remarried because the men can do that. The women, we cannot. I get that's because the men are still paying alimony generally, like in my case anyway, and in her case, but it's not like they're paying it for the rest of their lives. It's like what we are owed, and it's for a very short period of time. So, but I can't live with my, significant other, but they can not only, they can do that, they can get engaged, they can get married, they can travel to Puerto Rico for their honeymoon. If you are going through this, I feel for you 100%. If you are going through this in house hunting, I feel for you 100%. Oh, I would love to know what area of the country you live in. Obviously, I'm like US centric because I am here in the US in New England. And I know obviously it varies, cost of housing and what you get for your dollar. Although I don't know how, if it's as bad other places as it was for us after COVID, like the housing. Everyone from Massachusetts learned they could work remote and they didn't need to live there anymore. And they didn't want to live in close proximity. So they just all moved to New Hampshire, my state, and took up all the housing. And now we are forced to pay double and more than double for homes that are not worth it and need tons of repair, and we can't afford it. Housing shortage indeed is our what's happening here in New Hampshire. So, and I can't move, right? Like I'm stuck here. I've got boyfriend here. I've got 3 adult children here and a baby grandson here. So I'm not going anywhere. This is my reality. Let me know how you're making it work. And if you're not, we can commiserate down in the comments. I will chat you guys up again real soon and see you next time. Bye.